And welcome everyone to the first match of the 2026 Mario Kart Wii World Cup. And this is going to be hopefully better than what happened last year, because unfortunately last year there were technical difficulties with the server, which did mean it did get canceled. But hopefully this year, as long as I do not put a curse onto this, is going to be a hell of a World Cup. There's lots of very good teams signed up, and it's just going to be a playoff match between all the teams to see who the best team in the world is. And what we have today is going to be the play-in qualifier between Africa and Benelux. And one more thing, I am joined with co-host Biosh today.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the biggest stage in Mario Kart. Happy to be able to be joined by Sparkster and the rest of you guys, ready to experience another great year of the World Cup. And then, yeah, we could just jump right into it. Here we have our play-in qualifier. This year, we're only just got just one of them this year. We got Team Africa and Benelux, which we are going to be bringing to you here momentarily. And the winner of this will be able to take our last spot into the pot 4 of the group stage pots, and which will in turn determine the group stage.
Yeah, and how the group stage kind of draw is going to work, which will hopefully happen tomorrow as it is scheduled, is we have 4 different pots, with pot 1 and 2 having 2 teams each, and pot 3 and 4 gonna be having 4 teams. And the format will be 2 groups of 6 teams each. And how it's gonna work is that for pots 1 and 2, 1 team from each pot will be placed in separate groups. So, for example, England could be placed in Group A, and US North will be placed in the other group, and the same thing for pot 2. And then for pots 3 and 4, it's going to be 2 teams each from each pot going into the last 4 spots, making up the 12 teams in the 2 groups of 6.
Right, and we're going to really quickly go through today's matchup, see who's all playing for each team. We're going to take a look first at Team Africa. And as we see here, we've got Furious, Expo, Freeze, and Froedge going forwards, and then Yazid going backwards for Team Africa today. Big focal points with this team, going to look for Furious and Expo. Furious has a lot of Division 1 experience within the Grand Star Cup scheme. Expo also has a lot more of that high div experience within Div 1 and Div 3 in between those areas. The really big thing that sticks out to me about Team Africa is that we do have a lot of people that are brand new to this stage. Xwill and Freeze having them be their debut. Froedge has 5 appearances in the World Cup, but only within this play-in stage. Yazid's the same way, with 8 appearances in the World Cup, all within this group stage. So Africa really looking to finally break that barrier, go into the group stage, and be able to just play more than just one match within the World Cup.
And moving over to Team Benelux as the opponent, definitely gonna say kind of the complete opposite of what we see with Team Africa. We see a lineup of Shura, Olafray, Indy, Thomas, and Joris bagging, but this team has so many veterans on the team. Olafray and Thomas make up to 30 appearances in the World Cup, respectively, which just shows how long they've been playing this game for. Joris, mainstream high div bagger with a veil, well known in the bagging scene for many, many years. And the biggest addition definitely to this team is Shura, who was planned to actually play with Team France in the World Cup last year, but due to the technical difficulties did not happen. But he was performing extremely well in those Team France scrims. So we could potentially see a similar showcasing in this play-in. But the biggest downside of this Benelux team is definitely that third part of the BNL Luxembourg, as Jeff has always been the biggest carry on this team. He's played D1 for 7-8+ years. Is definitely their best player, and not even just that, they're also missing Leops as well. from Netherlands. So two very, very experienced D1 runners not participating, unfortunately, in this World Cup, which is why Benelux is seated so low. Usually they are seated kind of in that pot 3, maybe pot 2 area, but due to those players missing out, and they are seen in the play-in, but that still doesn't completely just rat them out of this match. Thomas and Alfred, again, has so much World Cup experience, with Thomas having 18 appearances just personally with him. So we could see that kind of veteran versus, we could say, new gen with Africa, as they are all mostly on the debut. So it'll just be a battle of veteran versus new gen here to see who's going to take this one home.
Yeah, this is a really big, really interesting way of how these two teams, we kind of see the past versus the present, as you've kind of said before. What are your thoughts? Who do you think takes away this this play-in match?
Me personally, so this play match, it is 20 races, which is 5 GPs, but I do believe that I don't want to fully go kind of into shock battle just because, but shocks are very important when it comes to these matches. But I do think if shock count is similar or in Benelux's favor, I do see them taking this one home. And I just do think they are going to be most likely more composed, as more of their players have actually been in this scenario. As we did, as you did mention, Africa has 3 debuts who have never seen the World Cup stage before, while Benelux have all seen the World Cup stage. So I do think I will have to say Benelux for this match.
And that's a valid take. Personally, I would agree also with Benelux, but I also could see it wide open. If anybody's never been able to see a match within the Mario Kart World Cup, we are not lying when we say this is the biggest stage. Anything can really happen. I've seen tracks get broken apart. Koopa Cape in 2023 comes to mind. A lot of teams just disconnections get in the way. All these other things that you just never really account for within a normal war or within a normal match just kind of decide to pop its head open and see what's going on within the World Cup. Something that really sticks out for me for Benelux, though, is, if it wasn't mentioned earlier, 4 of these 5 players in the starting lineup have played on the same team together in the Grand Star Cup for at least the last 2 seasons, being a Vale with Shura, Olifre, Thomas, and Joris. So I think chemistry for them is going to be a really big carry going into this match, and pair that with the experience. It's really hard not to bet against Benelux. But since we have made our predictions, Chad has been able to make their predictions within Twitch. We should be getting started here shortly.
Yeah, we do see 10 in room. So we're just awaiting, I guess, for the green light from I guess us, the casters, for their host to start. But one more thing to add, since it is 5 GPs, usually repicks are not allowed in the standard format, as it is a pen of a -20. But since it is 5 GPs, obviously, some of those, mainstream tracks, BCW, TF, Goldmine, they're obviously gonna run out. So in GP5, repicks are allowed for the team. So we could potentially see more than one appearance of the same track. It could change a bit of the strategy, as most of the time in a 12 race war, if you get rid of, say DDR and Maple, which are kind of the most common 1-3 tracks, the teams usually scramble of what to pick, something kind of more niche or less common. But with this 5 GPs, if they do ever get that 1-3 scenario, they could just resort back to the more common tracks. So definitely more leeway with this format.
Yeah, that is completely true. And I'm happy to announce the room has started. The World Cup for 2026 is officially kicked off, and we are ready to get going. Let's take a look and see what we got here in the track pick selection. Seeing Maple Treeway come out here from Benelux, and looks like, at least for right now, BC3 coming out from Africa.
Yeah, if it is going to be BC3, it's going to be such a dice roll, especially for race 1. Could completely start kind of a momentum shift for either team, but we are going to see the BC3 actually coming out. So we'll see how both teams manage. Obviously, as it is BC3, the main part of the track is going to be around halfway through with the shortcuts, the shroom cut, shroomless, and the ultra variations. So we'll have to see which team blocks, unblocks, takes the cut, and all of that.
Yeah, as we get able to see a Leaf right here starting out in first, taking a nasty red, trying to go with the back trail with the Nana, already starting to go into that back of the pack. We'll see how much the shortcut here will be able to take advantage of that. We have X-Will for Africa in first place with 2 shrooms, opting to play it safe here off the bat, but takes some trail reds. The chaos has started, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the World Cup.
And there is a star taking shroomless, but do you see Alfred and X-Will both making one member is around? We will have to see, but yeah, those 2 shrooms or that 1 shroom and 1 after the cut would have been very good for Team Africa, but X-Will just going to be chaining the star and 7, hopefully for some shrooms. And we do see a Daisy in 1, so it is going to be Sure. Sure is the only Daisy in this room, and on tracks like BC3 could definitely take advantage with the Ultra Cut, as there are more alignments that you could do with Daisy. Alfred has a TC, gonna try passing it to X-Will. He's just gonna sit there, so Alfred will be stuck in the back.
Yeah, looking at the bagging battle real quick, just kind of mini-map hunting. We do see Benelux looks like pretty far in 10th. The peach on the screen is going to be Africa's bagger, if I'm 99% sure. So looking to see, do see that peach stop there. Interesting. We may have a shock and play coming up here soon.
Yeah, it could be a Team Africa shock pulled a 9 here. So far, 1-3 still for Benelux. So pretty mixed up spots, but Indy's actually hit out and then comboed by X-Will. So now it's 2-3, but Sure does have a pretty big lead unless there's a TS or a blue. Don't think they're going to be catching up. Pow comes out. He does keep the shroom, so maybe X-Will, if he does make cut, could maybe do something here. Oh, and he fails it, unfortunately. But
yeah,
Shock
tragic to see. We do see here in a second, Shock will come out. We do see a Leaf Ray dodging up here. Indy was able to claim back that 3rd, 4th spot after getting hit out. And we do kind of see here, X-Will looks like a scrub dodge coming out of the Shock, been able to kind of maintain his 3rd spot. As we do see here, kind of going back toward the finish line. We got X-Will at least getting 3rd, trying to get a Leaf Ray out of 4th. Top spots, looks like Shura maintained that 1st there.
Yeah, looking like a pretty even race. Do believe it is a 2-3-5 for Team Africa, but that lap 1 chaos for Team Africa would have been so good if X-Will just took cut, I think, a little bit faster. He did hesitate a little bit, maybe because the 2nd place could have potentially bumped him, but 2-3-5-8-9, so it is a +1, I do believe, for Africa, so even all around. But
yeah, it's we got a lot of chaos already happening, but the good thing is we got 19 more tracks to go, so it is still anybody's game in that sense. You have a lot of time to work out all the nerves and all the stress that are going on, and maybe even some of these, just like with some of these teams that they're still maybe working out some chemistry as well, kind of going into this race here.
yeah, I think for Africa, especially that they are a newer team, if they haven't scrimmed as much, yeah, they will have to try to get that chemistry up to par to Benelux's somehow as the races go on. But they also have to do that as quickly as possible, because as soon as either team, we'll say Benelux, for example, starts to get the momentum and then starts chaining track picks, it could escalate very negatively for Team Africa. But for now, again, pretty even, only a -1 race, and it is going to be DDR, so we'll have to see if Shura does keep 1 after Sandhop here. X-Will gets the draft, but is not enough. Shura is still in 1 here, and it is 2-3, I believe, for Team Africa.
Yeah, it was very interesting for a 1-4 pick here with DDR trying to get a Leaf Ray up, but X-Will took a spot and took the draft away from him. So Really good execution there from Team Africa. Wall glitch is missed though. That is going to hurt here in the long run as Leaf Ray is able to capitalize on that. You do have Furious though in second, trying to be able to put that pressure on Shura here. As Expo does get triple shrooms here though, so he's able to make some magic happen here with the triple shroom cut going across the top here.
Oh, he does clip the wall a bit because he did not get the proper air off the second shroom, so he is going to be set back a little bit. Looking at the bagging battle, Team Africa slightly in 10, I believe. No, never mind, yours in 10 now, so Benelux could potentially pull shock. And again, this golden in 6, if it is shockless and powless until the ultra, could get Exwil back into 1 with the golden strat. Reds back from Indy do not connect. It is 2-3-4 for BNL. Pow dodged, so he should take ultra here. Oh, does not get onto the top.
Yeah, nerves are definitely in play right now for Exwil. You gotta believe that was a Africa Pow as well. And if you really wanted, if you really needed a shock, if Benelux really would have had it, you probably would have seen it there with that golden attempt. We do see that on the other side here, Exwil did pull a Mega and is going to hopefully use that to dodge a shock, which he most presumptuously does. So we are going to see Exwil blast up here. And we do have, we do have Freeze, it looks like, in first as well. So this should be a good top 2 for Africa, pending anything happening in the pack.
Yeah, 3-4 going around cuts. So yeah, it's going to look like a top 2 for Team Africa. There are some funkies taking cut here. 3-4-5-6. So definitely some damage control, considering it was an Africa shock TSing them on wall glitch. But again, for the second race from Exfil, again, yeah, the nerves are definitely in first, just getting bumped out of the BC3 cut and then failing to get onto the top path for the Ultra. So
yeah, I mean, winning is winning. It don't got to be pretty. It just, points are points at this point. And Africa is going to be able to take that. It is a top 2-7-8. So not as big of a winning race as they probably hoped for. But still points are points. They'll be able to stack up here as time goes on.
yeah, especially considering the situation. Yeah, they're in again. Yeah, don't need to get too greedy for big races. Yes, as long as they keep getting small winning races back to back to back, it will add up on eventually. And by like the middle of GP2, they will have a pretty solid lead. And in 5v5 wars, the most you could be winning, or the most you can win a race is by 31. So it's always safe to be at least up 31 or more for next race, because that will guarantee that you cannot be losing going to the next race. So 31 is definitely or is going to be the magical number when we do kind of update scores.
Yeah, an 8-point lead now for Africa. So a 7-point swing there from this past race. And Benelux is going to get an answer here with some hopeful 4th place and 3rd place, maybe even drafts coming up here on RBC.
Yeah, drafting is going to be so key here, especially with this long straight here. Do you see Alfred in 4th? First actually burning out, so only one of Africa in the front. Alfred's trying to get that draft as best as possible, and he does get it. Getting himself into 1. Sure, actually getting into 2nd as well. One of Africa is shrooming. It is Lambo. So pretty mixed up spots still.
Yeah, Will tell you it's a strategical burnout there in first. I'll let you guys interpret that the way you guys want to. We do see here Leaf Ray trailing a red in 3rd here, trying to get some pressure on the first if he can. But not really a lot happening there. We do see a Nana back tied on Spiral. See who will take care of that. Red will go down there as well. And we just get into some classic running here in RBC.
Yeah, we do see lots of Benelux behind Lambo here. They are just praying for this blue here. If we're going to get the draft, throwing up the reds, most likely not going to connect here. And it does look like, yeah, 1-3 for Team Africa's X-Will trims up, but gets redded by Shura. So back to 2-3-4 for Benelux. All they need is a blue Both baggers still going for the shot, so it is going to be shockless for a bit here. Joris is the first one to make it, so it could be an advantage for Benelux as we do enter lap 3 soon.
Yeah, so we do see Will trying to come back up from the pack, takes a Nana, takes a lava, dive in the lava. We'll be seeing what he can, see if he'll be able to come back here later soon. As we do see first and second here to gridlock. Red does come into play here, so we'll see if Lambo's able to take that.
He does crack it, but there is the blue that Benelux has been searching for this entire race. So now Alfred is going to get into 1-3 for Team Benelux. Not sure who could have shock. Yeah, Joris is gone 10 though, so could already see Joris just holding shock here. But as long as no target POWs or blues happen, should be a winning race for Team Benelux.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would agree with the Benelux shock here, just based off the item usage in the back of the pack here from Xwell off screen, spamming through or chaining stars, goldens, anything he can, just try to get back up into the pack. We do see, yeah, it's looking like 1-3-4 right now for Benelux. And as long as it stays the same, we do get a bomb in the back.
Yeah, a back bomb onto 2 of them, which does get Shura a clutch 7th here, but that is 5-6-8 for Team Africa. So definitely a very clutch back bomb from Team Benelux there from their 4th placer. And yeah, definitely the race to get them back in here, 1-3-4-7, and they will be taking a small lead now after race 3.
Yeah, that was the race that Benelux has been looking for, especially after the first 2 races of how they started out. Finally get some items their way, trying to be finally get some positions their way as well, as they are going to start to take the lead here a bit on the scoreboard.
Yeah, very clutch shot, or very clutch performance that race by Joris, especially considering that obviously Africa was mostly in the back. So if they did pull shock, they were actually one bottom 3 out of points. So if Yaza did pull shock, could have been a completely different race. So props for Joris for Team Benelux for kind of salvaging what could have been a very bad race. And yeah, we're going to be seeing straight off the bat BC Wii coming from Benelux, one of the stronger running tracks. And what Benelux has the advantage on compared to Team Africa is that Daisy user Shura, which just makes the glitch 10 times easier. You can still make it on Funky, but if we do see BC Wii later in the war, we will hopefully see a showing of the glitch. But we do see Gardens coming out as the reset track for Team Africa, and first set will be key for the triple shrooms and goldens.
Yeah, so we're able to get a X-Will POV here to start off with, just kind of see how this backpack flares out here at the beginning. X-Will does get the shroom. He's going to be able to take an early lead, try to run this out for as long as he can here. We do also see Leaf Race going to be right behind him, trying to, and the item war here begins.
Yeah, as long as there's no high spot triple shroom pullers from first set, X-Will should be keeping one. And yeah, we did see Alfred getting redded out a bit earlier, and does seem like Africa is top 3 early on. So Benelux will be hoping to get shrooms or a blue or a POW to potentially remove more potential shrooms from Fudge and Lambo here. But Joris is gone 10, so we could maybe see an early shock if he already has it. But unfortunately, single green 4 forces Alfred around cut. Thomas shrooms up, gets trailed, and could potentially get redded here by Lambo here. No, he will not.
Yeah, opposite throw the red back there, try to break up the POW. We do get a blue shell, but he has to lose it with the POW. Unfortunate timing there, but does get a shroom. Opts to use it, not hold it. Hoping to maybe pull some triples here in 4th or 5th. And we see kind of the pack start to spread out here a little bit. Opting to throw those behind him and not in front of him here is a really interesting choice. But we do see Will in 3rd, Alifre in 4th, BNL in 2nd. Looks like we do have a chain chomp hit, so from Joris there.
I think Africa does then have shock. I'm pretty confident because yeah, Joris is gone 10, so we could potentially see a late Africa shock coming. Pretty confident. Yeah, Yaz is just sitting there, trying to stay away from any potential danger. Snipe coming out from Xwell onto Shura, getting back into 2-3. Pretty mixed up spots. We could see a potential last set shock. Pow comes out. Lambo is in build. We could maybe see it if Yaza does have shock. And it does
Gonna see it
happen.
here last minute.
Yeah. So potential top 2, depending on how far that bill actually lasted him.
Yeah, we are gonna see at least almost bottom 2 for Benelux taking the 6-7 spot, but Africa did still get 8. So be interesting to see how the top shook out here.
Yeah, I do believe it was a. Oh, never mind. Sorry from the other screen, but Thomas actually keeping 1 after all of that, but still a winning race for Team Africa, 2-3-4, 8-9. And I think that's actually going to be tied after GP1. I do believe it is a +5 race. Yeah, so perfectly tied after GP1, back to 0-0, back to square one. And yeah, Africans, even with potential nerves from the debuts, they are showing up and they are keeping up with the veterans.
So I believe it is a 1-point swing here, pending a bagger point. But yeah, we are neck and neck regardless. So we are in for a good one here. We do see Koopa Cape come out from Benelux here with 1-0, and Waluigi Stadium being the rebuttal for 2-3-4 here.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing stadiums. So just for Team Africa, their main goal is just going to try to pressure Thomas out as early as possible. With their 2-3-4, most likely going to be taking all of the first set boxes as well. But as long as Thomas does keep 1 and there are no high position shroom takers, could not even be that bad for Benelux, because if they do pull shrooms, then could be pretty mixed up spots. But the TC is unfortunate. Froge is actually hit out, so it's bottom 2 early for Africa. A lot of Africa in the back, actually.
Woo!
Bomb barely avoided, yeah. So he does keep, Expo does keep his shroom. It is 1-3, I do believe. Yeah, never mind. Expo does mess up turn skip a little bit. So now 2-3-4 for Team Benelux. And sure does have these triple reds and 4. And an unfortunate green forces Expo to burn his shroom. And a lot of Africa in the back.
Yeah, looks like some item play coming in here for shrooms, dodges, anything that they can muster up. We do see a mega here in 7th for X-Will. We do also have Benelux in 8th, though, as well. We do see the mega play here to dodge banana, opting probably to take cut with it as well, or to even chain the item here. We are seeing Africa being able to pull some items, be able to start kind of breaking their way back up into the pack here with the golden mushroom in 7th. X-Will being able to take the cut this time and be able to carry that up with them.
Yeah, as long as no shock happens yet again, he should be keeping this. Yazid is just sitting in 9. Joris is gone 10. So, again, most likely a Benelux shock if Joris is holding it. But
do see a Bill in 8th off screen as well.
Yeah, Alfred is holding Bill in 8.
Yeah, if the shock is not in play now, it will be here in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it should be a guaranteed shock pull, hopefully for Joris, unless Yaza does pull in 9. So we are going to most likely see a potential TS off of Team Africa on this last ramp, which is extremely deadly. Respawn is very bad. Team Africa in a mega, predicting the shock. Alfred dodging in the bill, which is going to be better than that mega dodge. And it's going to bring him all the way into third. I think it's top 3.
Top 3, yeah.
5. Top 3-5 for Team Benelux, and yeah, another clutch shock from Joris there, getting the TS, and yeah, the build dodge just easy top 3.
Yeah, shock play has been big. It's always been big in Mario Kart Wii, especially, but proven to be a big staple, like you said before in this one. as Benelux takes the first big win out of a race, try to build a lead here.
This is exactly what they need to now potentially get a huge momentum shift into their favor. We will just potentially, most likely, see a BCW coming out as we did see earlier a few races ago, and hopefully they will get their Daisy advantage if they do get the track pick, but we will just have to see if they do actually get it.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any other glitch takers from the rest of the Benelux roster or from Africa as well. I bet there's probably going to be at least one other person that's going to try to play it, just knowing that Shura's on the other side there, that willing to take it.
We are going to be seeing again another non-BCW race, the Delfino Square from Team Africa, another reset track, and this time with Gardens having the first shroom cut, Delfino Square has the double cut and the one shroomer cut through the mud halfway through the track, which is going to be the main spot to pull shrooms, dodge up, and take cuts. So again, another hard reset here, and shrooms is going to be very important lap 1 here. And yeah, as we see, perfect item for Olafray here, but the bomb completely removes that perfect item and actually gets 2 of Benelux with Indy being caught in it as well.
Yeah, we do see a top 2 here off the bat for Africa. Top 3 even with Lambo in third. And we do see Olifray was able to take the double, try to crack into it. He's going to be in 4th. And with top 3 here with Africa, they're going to start to play a little aggressive here. They do have to take a blue here and up already in just beginning of lap 2. But Exwo going in first, already playing aggressive with some backs here, trying to just hold on to the lead as much as they can, especially with all the shortcuts here in play in the Isle of Delfino.
Yeah, it is still top 3 for Team Africa, so Benelux will hopefully need pull shrooms or blue if they want to make any chance here for a comeback. But again, as we have been seeing for a trend, Jorce is in 10, so if Benelux does pull shock, could get bailed out here, even with just a few dodges. But triple reds, not what Olafray needs here. Actually, Thomas actually shrooming up into 1, actually breaking up the top 3. Another red going into Exwell by Olafray, and he's just going to be completely hammered, and the POW combo as well. So he's just going to be now back in the mid pack, and pretty clutch. Amazing pull, triple shrooms 4, but again, a clutch position for Benelux. Top 3 for Africa, but now 1-4 with triple shrooms. If it is shockless, we could see a winning race come out from Team Benelux.
Yeah, we do see. It looks like, yeah, if we do see a shock, it's probably going to come here soon from Benelux. But after all the double taken here by Olifray, we do see a red here. Here is that shock, as aforementioned. Looks like it's Africa shock. We do have Exwell dodging up, and a star here from the back, trying to salvage anything that he can. This photo finish over there, but it looks like he might have kept 5th in that, making that, I believe, 1-3-4 again for Benelux.
Yeah, even with an Africa shock, just it was too late for kind of a massive impact to actually happen. But great playing and showing by Thomas to break up that top 3 that would have completely canceled out the previous race if he didn't do that. And yeah, 1-4, 1-4-6-8, so minor losing race, but considering the lead that they built from the previous race, it is completely fine with them, and they're still going to be up around in the low 20s.
Yeah, something I think that's worth mentioning, pointing out is, track picks obviously are track picks. You can't really control, what gets picked, but a lot of them so far, they've been able to stifle momentum for all of these winning races that these teams have had. There's just been so many resets off the jump, even with starting with BC3, going up into this most recent race here with Delfino. You're going to run out of them at some point here. So if you're able to counterpick only so much here until race 16. What we did, and being able to see once those heavy tracks are going to be forced out and be able to play in here in the ladder, we may see that momentum start to fully kick out as we are destined for a trip to Koopa Cape here for race 6.
Yeah. So yeah, a guaranteed KC here as we do see. And I'm gonna actually I won't even doubt if one of the baggers, specifically Joris, I do believe, goes for the wall clip off the rock here to be perma 10. I won't be shocked if he does go for it. And if he does make it, will be so huge for Team Benelux here. But the play here is Golden's to take the golden strat, triple shrooms and 8 for Expo. Should be no bill in play. Joris, I think, does fail the wall clip, unfortunately. So he's just going to be sitting as usual. But one thing about this track that is different compared to a lot of tracks is the ending, how there are zappers, and the baggers can use those zappers actually to their advantage to drop stars for their teammates to take the ending kind of waterfall cuts. So definitely a big play by the bagger that could swing the race completely.
Yeah, especially with this star in play here from Expo in 5th. Be very interesting to see. Be big tells for the shock as well. We do see a Benelux top 2 here on our other POV with Olifre kind of just being able to take the run. We do see the star used already though with for Expo, so looks like no shock to be in play yet, or an early Benelux shock here as well.
Yeah, looking at the main map, Yazid's doing kind of that strat where you just sit at the bottom of the pipe and get that 1 box in 10 like every 20 seconds. Or he just has it already and is just sitting there to be safe, but I don't think he has. I think he's just doing the 1 box in 10, which is, I guess, just letting Joris get free drop stars and free boxes in 9. So see if that actually pays off. And yeah, as I just ate my words, Joris does drop the star. And in the other POV, Xwell does pull blue. So it could potentially mess up the top 2 here a bit. But Thomas does already have a pretty good lead, so might just stay top 2 and takes the shroom boost. So yeah, should still be top 2 even after the blue.
Yeah, it'll consolidate top 2 up here with the rest of the pack. As you see, that top 5 is close. It's top 2, 4 looks like for Benelux here. And we do see Freeze in 3rd. We do see a POW here in 6th from Xwell. Looks like maybe to get a target POW after the ramp here, I would presume.
Yeah, probably going to get either Lando or Freeze in the air. And especially with Alfred in the shroom, could maybe even T-POW Alfred in the cut. Oh, a bit of a fail on Mander, but at least he's not off the track. Should be top 2, I believe. Yeah, top 2, 4 for Team Benelux. So, but clutch drop stars again from Joris as Yazid was doing that strat at the bottom of the pipe. But again, definitely think that was a misplay from Yazid. I do just think that keeping it an even kind of touching boxes battle, but also just dropping stars is so much better than just getting 1 box every like 15 seconds in 10.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see also what happened with Exwell. All of a sudden, as Olifre was trying to push up here, trying to look for that POW timing, I look over, he's just small inside the pipes. I don't know if he got bumped within the into a zapper, like right as the POW went off. It was very interesting to see what happened with that. But top 2 for BNL, that's the race they've been looking for. That's going to build their lead even more here.
Yeah, we do see them in the high 30s now. So now bigger than that 31-point threshold that we were talking about. So they could even get top forward this next race, and they will still be up. And they are going BCW actually prioritizing that glitch taker over the standard top 2 4 tracks, which are TF and Goldmine, especially that Benelux is in 8th. But third time now for Team Benelux choosing BCW. Will they get the track pick? And it is slowing down onto RSL, but does tick over to that BCW. 3rd time is the charm, and we will see hopefully a demonstration of the glitch and potentially any Africa glitch takers here to maybe shake up the race.
Yeah, it was also interesting to note with this format specifically, we may get 2 BCWs in this match after race 16 when the repicks reset. So it'll be very interesting to see If that alone is making them be really aggressive with the track picks, or if that has a factor in any kind here, is we do see a Leaf Ray just kind of driving into first as the chaos ensues around him with a shroom as well. So interesting to see if he tries to go just based off taking left side here. Looks like he's going to decide to hold on to it, try to just have a free get out of blue free card here.
Yeah, Daisy going for the glitch on the right side. And yeah, perfectly makes, as we do see Shura using the best of the ability of his character. And now easy top two for Team Benelux here with lots of Africa in the middle. Actually, yeah, it's actually bottom two for Benelux, so still not out of it for them. They'll just need blues here, or maybe an early shock, potentially TSing them on many sections. The zipper and the TS and the obvious TS ramp are massive race killers. But the biggest problem here is that Shura could just take glitch freely in one, I do believe. Yeah, he does go for it. And he fails it, unfortunately, so gonna be a big loss. And he's comboed TC and 4 X will, but that glitch fail is completely race changing, only leaving a Leaf Ray just in first free with the Shroom with a pretty massive lead here.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're a Leaf Ray. You just want to hold this down. I mean, you have a good 5 second lead here, and you're just hoping that you hear the words "I have shock" from your bagger, and then you're just home free with a free first. So, and especially with Shura being able to come up with the glitch as well, that third one's going to be really crucial for them as well, as Shura's already back there in about sixth place. So we do see the POW come out here again. Leaf Ray able to dodge another one with this Shroom, just being able to try to hold on to it. As we take a look here in the back, as X-Will is in eighth, trying to just hold on. We do see two Shrooms here. And Glitch is blocked here, actually. Really interesting. I'm guessing that was by Team Africa, trying to just take Shura out of the equation here for that last lap. As it does pay off here, Shura in seventh. And X-Will just going to try to take this golden, see if he can get anything other than eighth out of his back pocket. And the shock decides that's not going to happen. So we do see another winning race here for Benelux.
Yeah, unfortunately, not as much value as they could have had. Definitely a sense of kind of obviously greediness for lap two, for sure there. But again, just that high risk, high reward. If he does make it, it's a free top two, considering a Leaf Ray just ran that entire race, dodging the POW every time and just keeping the shrooms. So it's still a winning race of 1-4-5-6. Considering Shura did make the glitch lap one, so if he failed lap one, he would have just been gone 8 for the entire race. So, but considering they were again up 39 going into this race, that's all they need. Just these small winning races, and yeah, they're 44 point winning rate of winning GP for Team Benelux here as we enter GP3.
Yeah, and then real quickly, just to highlight kind of the bagging of that last race too. Joris with a big shock there at the end to kind of cause that 5-6 for Benelux, instead of like a mixed position there to kind of lock in bottom two there for Africa. Those are small points that, and I think we said at the beginning, small points kind of add up over time. That's their right in action. Being able to have a position where you have your have first locked up, and then you're able to use the shock to control the rest of the spots that you don't have necessarily control of. Another big play there, another big shock pull, and then also just a good overall team play there for Benelux. As we do see the Gorge come out for this next race.
Yeah, this could be either the comeback race that Africa needs or the complete opposite. This could just be a complete disaster, as Benelux could just get an insane lead after this race, as knowing Gorge, the second chasm area, is fully known for having one of the worst, if not no, many of the worst TS spots in the entire game. So whatever team does pull shock will have a completely larger advantage to the other team.
Yeah, and be interesting to really see how that kind of shakes out here in the latter laps, as we do see a golden here from X-Will in sixth. So it looks like maybe we're going to see a chain into the shroom and then into cut here. Being able to see how many people take cut. literally the entirety of 3 through 6 took it. Looks like we had 2 casualties though on that. So being able to take the golden, X is now now in first, trying to just be able to hold a run if he can. But Red Shell says no. Benelux back in the top 2.
Yeah, and a clutch TC pass from Indy. So now Xwell, even though taking the golden strat, is now back in the back of the pack. And yeah, top 2, top 3, never mind, Sherbet is in third. So lots of Team Benelux in the front. Joris is perma 10. I do believe, unless Yazid is in 10, they're either one lap apart or just sitting, but never mind. Yazid is going forward, so yeah, Team Africa actually has the shock, so they could clutch up here 2-3 and a blue, so they are in a recipe to potentially win this race here, as long as they do play the shock right here. Top 2 for Team Africa. Pow coming out. Troom is lost, and a failed Pow dodge as well with it, so now Benelux back into 2-3. Could potentially see a shock very soon. Xwell in a star. 2 of Africa dodging and taking cut. It is a photo finish with Froedge and a Benelux member, so we will see if Team Africa did get 1-3 or 2-3, but I think it's still a pretty even race. I do think Benelux still kind of salvaged that.
Yeah, that was too close to tell in my opinion. I think I'll be honest, once the results come up, that's what I'm gonna go with. That's where I'm at there. A lot happening there at the end. Turns out that shock did work out well for Yazid there. 1-3-4 here for Africa, trying to take away some of that momentum from Benelux, trying to build some of their own. Track selection opens up a lot more here all of a sudden for Team Africa.
Yeah, definitely what they needed to cut the lead down. Only to 33 now, and there's still 11 races to go. Still more than half the war to go. And what's so good about this format is that usually in this type of situation, in normal war, it'd be kind of known as a dire situation. Down 33 with 3 races left is pretty difficult. But again, there's 2 extra GPs to go, so still no pressure for Team Africa.
Yeah, a lot of benefits of this format. That one certainly a big one. And we are going to see some new tracks here make the fray here once Leaf Ray decides to pick his track of choice. And we do see Maple Treeway, DK Summit, and Grumble come out here with Stray Desert Hills. Be interesting to see if that makes its own appearance.
We do see Grumble coming out, and again, Grumble, one of the more heavy position changing tracks due to the rock hop shortcut in laps 1 and 2, and then the respawn shortcut in lap 3 where you just dive off and then respawn at the end of the U-turn, or I mean skipping the entire U-turn in the bottom of the mini map. So yeah, Shrooms is the item to play for, which is exactly what Xwell has, and will hopefully show a demonstration of a rock hop here as long as no back bombs occur. Do see a lot of Benelux in the mid pack. Sure, it does get a green onto Xwell, but he's still going to be taking the rock hop here, and unfortunately failing it, but still getting the respawn, so not as bad as it could have. But from the other POV, Alifre is the one that failed rock and did not get the respawn, so we're going to be seeing Benelux actually in bottom 2 right now with Thomas in the back, so mostly Africa controlling the top spots.
Yeah, Xwell got all but the finish there on that rock hop. We do see triple shroom, so he does get some redemption coming in here lap 2, barring any other player's circumstances that could happen. We do see a star in 8th for Benelux as well off screen, so we could see could give us some leverage on shock play. We do see a draft here, which normally hinders that rock hop there, but Xwell will be able to take that pretty well, as we do see a shot coming in. Looks like it's to aid the respawners here for Benelux. And we do see an early lap 2 shock, so we may have one here coming in lap 3 as well. It does shake up a lot of the positions here. We do see 2, 4, 5 at least here for Benelux. We do see a Mega here in 5th. So interesting to see if what the cut situation looks like here as well. and we do see Shrooms in 5th here for Africa as well.
Yeah, Axwell is streaming up. Is Alifrey
Do
gonna
you see that
hit
Mega?
him? No, does not get him. So Axwell is the
Yeah,
first cut taker here. Actually, no, Thomas is in second. Never mind. Lambo, I think not sure actually. I think it is
yeah,
2-3-4 for Team Africa.
yeah. A lot of forward and back looking there. A lot of name tags in the way. I couldn't tell you what was what, but it
Yeah.
looks like whoever was able to in first be able to run around there did hold on to it. So I believe I think it's still a little strong here for Benelux. I would think, but I'm just totally speculating. I couldn't tell you for sure.
But yeah, no, that lap 2 Rock Hop draft definitely very clutch. If you did fail it and not get the respawn, would have been completely different race. But yeah, no, Lambo with the build dodge gets him into first. And again, another winning race for Team Africa, 1-3-4. Once again, cutting that lead down more and more. And still halfway left and only down 20 points.
Yeah, you just got to hope that the mentality of in the fatigue that normally kicks in around like race 16 or like that normally kind of happens after race 12 because people are so used to playing 12 race wars doesn't start to kick in here like race 16, race 15 because you think you're done, you think you're out of it. Normally your brain thinks, hey, you're out of it after race 12, we're done, we're good. Especially with only a 20-point difference here going into race 11. You want to make sure that fatigue doesn't set in here at the end. We are only halfway through. So a lot more to happen here, a lot more to be desired. We do see some Maple Treeway, some Desert Hills popping out here as well. So a little unorthodox with the Desert Hills pick, but it'd be really interesting to see with all the item chaos that's been happening today, how that one plays out.
We are actually going to be seeing the niche DS Desert Hills coming out. So again, a complete shock dependent track due to the immense off-road on the track, especially in the ending S section. Dodging and chaining golden is just your ticket to first place. But yeah, shock is just gonna be so huge here for either bagger to pull a Leafray Fridge and another Team Africa member. I do believe, yeah, sitting for that Aether. Axwell burning the golden is just going to sit for another Aether. Bottom 2 for Team Africa. POW 7, which is unfortunate personally for him, but could be good for his team in the top spots if the POW is used properly.
Yeah, I totally agreed here. We do see 2 Shrooms here from a Leaf Ray, hot POW dodge there in the air from that Africa POW. So it's very interesting. Very good play on him. There is that backfib though. Just got a little too close there. But the pack is still very tight up here. So as with most Desert Hills matches, it doesn't matter until those last 10 seconds anyway. So it's very interesting to see if anybody can make a break here out in that out in the pack there. We do see Yazid in, I believe it looks like 9th or 10th back there. I couldn't tell you which, but I think I did see Yoris, I believe, respawn about 10 seconds ago.
Yazid could have a 9, yeah, as you did say. He is Yoris is 10, but he did just respawn. So potential Africa shock as they are still top 2 with a good break. Freeze and Lambo holding it out, Powed into set and holding blue, which is exactly perfect. Should be a top 2 unless there is a Benelux shock coming out here. One of Africa shrooming. This could be a very good race for Team Africa. Late shock coming out, gets Thomas out, and do believe it is X will, never mind. Yeah, no, X will dodging up TC for Benelux. So top 2 definitely for Team Africa and 2 kind of mid to bottom spots, but still a winning race on DS Desert Hills.
Yeah, I mean yeah, pandemonium. It's what you sign up for when you play this with this track. Late shock there with that. I believe that was Africa shock, just based off the fact of getting him out of star there. And yeah, it does pay off for Africa again. Top 2-4 coming out there, and we start to see that momentum shift really start to come into play now. as we are going to get more of like a single digit lead here for either team going into race 12 here.
Yeah, Africa is completely reversing that GP2 up 39 after 3 in this GP again. Yeah, completely making this a almost a tie going into race 12. Only down 3 points, sorry, 41 points up in this GP. But yeah, this momentum shift is exactly what Africa needed. And as long as they keep this up, they could be in the lead after this GP. And again, another hard reset of GCN Mario Circuit coming out from Team Benelux and the standard Moonview from Team Africa. And we are going to be seeing another hard reset of GCN Mario Circuit, another track where Shock completely can change the race. Again, dodging first set and then chaining shrooms to take the massive grass cut is just, again, your ticket to first place.
Yeah, we do have a second momentum killer in a row of a track here for Benelux. They weren't able to capitalize it last time. They need to capitalize it on here this time if they want to be able to get things back to where they were just a couple races ago. We do see a TC here from Xwill trying to just get somebody if he can, and just has no luck there. Going to be here kind of riding in the back, trying to catch up here. He's got some time though, just only being 30 seconds into the race. We do also see a Leaf Ray here in third with triple reds. Can't really pull him out yet because he's right next to his teammate, but we do see him pulled out now, trying to break away the top two that Africa has.
Ooh.
As we do see the trail red popping out there, getting the payback immediately. We do have that is very interesting to see. But Africa breaking out, I believe, in first here.
Yeah, there is a Shroom Taker in second, sure, taking cut, but still very close pack for GCN Mario Circuit. Star 8 for a Leaf Ray. And Yazid is spinning out, so he did drop Bill most likely, and Yoris is in 10, so this could be exactly what Benelux needs to stop this hard momentum swing that Africa has been having. Xwill does have a golden in 7 in the other POV, so if it is actually shockless, could be very good. But the POW Caster's Curse, as I say that, golden is lost. Star 4 triple shrooms. Thomas is mega'd. Top 2 still for Team Africa, actually. But Leaf Ray is going to try shrooming into 1, but that red, not sure what Leaf Ray is going to try doing here, especially with this red. Maybe going to chain the shroom at the cut. Never mind. Yeah. Team Africa shock.
Yeah, we did just miss it a little bit in the gap there. We did have a Team Africa shock. Xwill did dodge up in a mega there.
I think it's top 4.
Yeah, that's top 4 for Africa. Wow.
Oh, no, that was bumped out.
I spoke too soon. Soon. That's my bad, guys. Top 3, 5 there for Africa. What is a momentum killer? I don't know what that. Apparently, we don't know what that's all about anymore. So. Yeah, big race for Africa there. They're now just going to take a commanding lead here in that last race. This quote unquote GP of 4 races, if you may, just been all Africa there in the end. And yeah, that top 3-5 it's a top 3-6 with Lambo taking a little bit more of a tumble at the end there than I thought. Must have gotten like a wheelie bump or something. But regardless, top 3 is still big. You can't downplay that.
Yeah, especially the Benelux is, again, they're getting these reset tracks and Africa, and they're in those bottom spots for their shrooms, but again, they're just not capitalizing enough when in lap 3 when it actually matters. Because again, on reset tracks, it's, again, as you said, lap 3 is most of the time the only lap that does actually matter.
Yeah, and for anybody that is joining us late or is wondering why we're playing on after 12 races, this is a 20-race event, straight up. After race 16, all tracks will become available again, so repicks won't matter after that. And you guys came just in time for the last 8 races here. So we do see Rainbow Road coming out from Africa, trying to capitalize on that top 3. That is their top 3 race of choice left. And Sherbet Land coming out here for Benelux.
And yeah, now Africa actually does get their running track that they've been trying to get these last few races. And yeah, Rainbow Road now is, for how BCW is the advantage for Team Benelux, now is the disadvantage, because that Daisy user is most likely going to have a pretty hard time on Rainbow Road if they do get bumped off. At the start section here, there's going to be gone 8 for most of the race. Top 2 still for Africa. There is do believe someone. No, no one is bumped off, so still going to be a close pack after the beginning section. And yeah, Africa is still top 2, getting close to the cannon here.
Yeah, just trying to take that and run with it. First does look like falling off there, or just lagging behind there. Expo being able to take up that pole position with a banana. We do see looks like some Benelux heavy in the back here as well. And there goes Expo. And yeah, we do see Africa's presence starting to linger away here in the front. Bagging battle is still at nobody's piece, but we do see a blue in fourth here, which means Africa is still pertaining, or is now going to be trying to get that pole position. As we do see a Benelux top 2 here, at least for now.
Yeah, what's different about this track than every other track actually is that as most races, the runners could maybe rely on their bagger to bail them out, but on this race, the runners can't really do that. They can't really rely on a sorry, they can't really rely on their bagger to bail them out because for bagging, you have to go forward to touch the set, which just gives the other bagger a free box in 10. So whenever it's Rainbow Road, it's all the runners. You cannot rely on your bagger to save your race. So you always want to be in the top spots here because obviously it is a hard runner that's going to be shockless 95% of the time. And we do see Shura keeping one. Unfortunate Green actually hitting out his own teammate, but we do see again in the other POV, Alifra is holding that blue for Shura. Very close pack, honestly, for this top 5. For Rainbow Road, Nana does connect. Mega coming out from Fredge, Thomas in a star, but again, most likely just shockless for the remainder of the race. Oh, Fredge
Yeah, it
is
looks like
running
more like
off.
ooh. The
And a
chaos
cow
continues
coming
here.
out. Yeah, so sneaking into second for Exwell. Do believe it is 1-3 still. Again, Alifre is just going to be holding that blue for the rest of the race. So should be a first place for sure. Yeah, 1-3 still. I do believe if Thomas is still behind here. Jorce is running forward, actually. Could maybe see a late. Oh, and Exwell
Oh,
shrooms
oh.
off. That is going to be costly.
Do see a scrub dodge though. Trying to maybe that's just the last second here, or just a byproduct of just another play on the shock there. But yeah, contrary to popular belief, we are getting a Daisy in first in Rainbow Road here. So yeah, welcome to Mario Kart Wii, where anything can happen.
Definitely ate my words, yeah. The Daisy is winning, but that shroom off is going to be very costly because it is bottom 3 for Team Africa, but most likely a top 3-5. So getting the lead back now after that terrible GP3. They're still up with 7 races to go, but still any team's match here.
Yeah, it feels like, especially in the most recent races, any point of momentum that teams are trying to get, they're just getting the exact opposite of 2 resets in a row, 2 big races, two resets that Benelux is trying to go for, 2 big races for Africa. Africa trying to build their lead with a running track. Benelux takes the run and has brought themselves right back in with a 7-point lead. Uh, yeah, we are the counterplay of tracks is not been going in any team's favor whenever they want to play. So, very interested to see if a team finally just decides to not really decides, I guess, but if a team is finally able to capitalize on their track selection here.
Yeah, no, I guess the proper moral of you get your running track and then you just use that to your advantage is completely thrown out the window. And it does pick the random. Luckily, it is not a repick. It is actually Maple Treeway, which is what I do believe. Actually, it was Benelux choosing it, but again, this is again a huge favor for Benelux. Top 3 start here, but an early draft from Xwill getting himself and Freeze into 2-3, potentially first. Definitely gonna be some muscling here from Shura and Freeze, but I think this is just a comfortable first now. So yeah, top three, and bumping Shura. Oh my God, Exwell is alive. Oh my God.
Hanging on for dear life there.
Yeah.
Just one tire trying to stay on that tree trunk. We do see a leaf right here trying to hold some top positions. We do see, it looks like Benelux 2-3, Freeze taking that pole position for the meantime for Africa. As we do see, just kind of seeing where item play kind of goes from here. We do see some triple greens here. Could see maybe a potential second place shroom, but we don't from there from Thomas. We are
There's
just
a
going to
blue.
keep. Yeah, it looks like we do see I believe a
Oh, and a
blue play.
shock.
Here's a big
with the
shock.
fib. Oh, unfortunate fib. So not as valuable of his dodge. I think it was a Benelux shock. I think just mistimed a bit.
I think it could have gone either ways because I mean they got second place out, but they still kept third place in. It could have gone either way there. Could have been Africa trying to just get fourth in there and just mistimed it. Could have been Benelux mistiming it. I think it's just it's a big wash there. We do see a Leaf Ray back in now in second. Africa was able to retain that first place there with Lambo up there, and we are going to see probably this backpack here starting to shroom up. See if a Leaf Ray is going to opt to block for it. He doesn't. We do see X-Will taking the cut, though. Instead, with the Mega, now he's able to carry in fourth.
Yeah, 1-4. So pretty mix of spots. Gonna insta use that Mega to get into third, but unfortunate blue onto Lambo here. But again, that Mega on that turn is just so broken because your tops or your KMH is just so much higher when you're drifting in a Mega compared to normal drifting speed. So Africa actually keeps one. After all of that, thanks to that Mega, Leaf Ray is still in second. Not sure. Again, both our POVs are in top two, so we will just have to guess. A TS is actually predicted by a Leaf Ray, but the TS actually does not happen. Instead, it's on the net. Shura dodges, but pulls the TC for the win, so it's all good for Shura. I think it's 2-3.
Yeah, I believe 2-3 there for Benelux, unless Shura pulled out there in the last second in that first place. But yeah, solid running there from Africa all around. They were able to just push in and out of their different players if they needed to and all that. So a lot of looks like the bottom positions here are going to be what decides this race here as we await the results. And we do see Shura did take first place here. We do get a 1-3-6-8 from Benelux. So yeah, big race there. And just something that's happening in the background here. Looks like Sparkster is having some technical difficulties of staying in the commentator's box here. So I'll be driving here from at least for the time being with these last, I believe, 6 races that we got going on here in this match. So as we do see after Maple Treeway, it is 8 points in favor of Benelux. So looks like it was just a 1-point swing. Big damage control there with Africa being able to hold the pole position. As we do see DK Mountain and Sherbet Land come out for each team respectively. And we are going to see Sherbet Land get picked. So Africa gets their track pick here, and we'll be taking a trip out to the Arctic here for this next race. Be really interesting to see if Africa is able to, if Benelux rather is able to hold their 1-3. If Africa is going to be able to take advantage of that second place maneuver here, and X-Will does just that. Is able to red out Shura. At least attempt to red out Shura.
Cracks on nothing. Yeah. So Shura is going to keep one. Does go right path. TC is in play. Not sure from what team yet. Just trailing a Nana from Shura. For now, yours slightly in 10, so we could see Benelux in that first box. In 10 here, Nana back does not connect. And X will just most likely is going to just go for the snipe attempt on this last turn here. Does
Yeah,
not
as we
actually.
Yeah, we do see Sherbet just trying to hold down first. And
Oh,
Expo with the forward Nanas being able to take over first place or at least make a challenge for it. Sherbet is trailing a green here. So could see some interesting things. Oh, the side green coming into
yeah,
play
that's
here.
unfortunate.
Yeah, sure is able to hold on to a top position here. We do see a Leaf Ray coming up with some shrooms in going into third here. We do see the TC though, so unless he's able to pass that out, he's going to be right back where he was at the beginning of the lap. But we do see it looks like for the time being, just first position here for Benelux with Africa just right behind him there in 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, if Africa does pull this blue, could spiral out of control for Team Benelux. The baggers are chasing each other, but the Funky is in front, which could mean that Benelux does have shock and is running away from Yazid. So again, as you said earlier, for Benelux, as long as if they keep one, and again they're in the bottom spots to pull dodges, could be a formula for a good race here. Alifre is goldening in the other POV. Indy and Thomas in megas, and they do both dodge. Star drop from Yazid on for Xwill, so definitely helpful. But BNL now in top two. Freeze trying to he does squeeze into second. Greens up, do not connect. Third green also does not connect. Gonna be a close finish. Sure, it does pull a shroom or a draft. The red, oh, but the red connects unfortunately to his own teammates, so that just cements. That's top 2-4. I do believe for Team Benelux.
Yeah, that's a costly play there to end it off. But yeah, that shock ended up being really big for Benelux there. Looks like Freeze may have been able to predict the shock or be able to play off it where he was able to go up in the front there. Kind of surprised me off the initial sight, but yeah, still a big race for Benelux. Africa, just these small mental errors throughout the entire match are now starting to add up over time. And as we get closer to the end of this event here, those are going to add up quickly.
Yeah, again,
As we
as
do
you
see
said, this. Sorry,
as we do see the top 2, 4, 5 coming in there. Big race for Benelux there. They're going to increase their lead up into 20, 30 points here.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, this again could start to get mentally draining. Again, this is most likely uncommon territory for most, if not all, players. Obviously, it's mostly just in World Cups that this type of format is played. It's always 12 race, and again, if Africa does not start a momentum shift quickly, entering this final GP could just be an easy final GP for Benelux, as they don't, again, 5 races left, they're up 31. They don't even need winning races. They just need those small winning races, or even or tiny losing races. That's good enough. But this next track pick could be very crucial. Luckily, it is that MC3 pick from Team Africa. But again, as we've seen for this entire war, anytime it's a reset track, it's just not worked out for the team that's picking it. But maybe Africa could change that trend with MC3. Lots of off-road everywhere. Goldens and triple shrooms are insanely broken. Greenback does not connect. Expo does have this bomb in 4. Could maybe get a bomb over the railing, actually. Does not connect. And Benelux still in top 3. Oh, and that TC4 is completely deadly with that back green.
Yeah, it looks like Xville is going to have to pivot on his plan for running and going instead from playing from the back here. We do see a Leaf Ray here in 4th trying to play the Shroom game here. And he does succeed with triple shrooms here in 5. This, in my opinion, is going to be the pivotal race here for Africa and both for Benelux.
Oh.
They're able to win. Oh, there's a bomb snipe out of nowhere.
Great bomb snipe from Lambo, yeah.
Yeah, taking out, I believe, a Benelux player there. Alifra able to shroom up here. We do see Lambo in 2nd, but we do see Thomas there running in 1st. So it looks like... I mean, it could be either way. Either runner could be in 10 here. But they're just so spread out. Do see shot come out here getting a leaf ray in the off road here. But it
Oh,
looks
another
like it's just a
bomb!
no.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
bombs
It
away.
does connect actually. It does actually connect onto Lambo. Benelux. Oh, the minimap is not. Oh yeah. That is an unfortunate DC from Team Africa. It is a for the win DC for Exwell. So it's gonna be a guaranteed 8th for Team Africa. I think it's a 5-5-6-8. So definitely a winning race for Team Benelux. Unfortunate DC. It did look like Exwell was gonna clutch up something there. But yeah, no, bombs in the exact same spots, lap 2 and 3, both connecting, so very good bombs from each person. But just that lap 1 was so strong for Benelux. They were top 4, and that TC as well from Exfil just helped cement that top spot for Benelux. And yeah, top 2 for 7 is going to increase that lead entering GP5.
Yeah. Luckily for everybody, for all the players, this is race 16. So after this, all tracks are back up for grabs. So they don't have to worry about repicks anymore. So they can kind of take a little bit of a break on the mental there. But yeah, regardless, that's a big top 2-4 there from Benelux is going to help them out. Try to put this out of arm's reach. And honestly, unless it's going to make or break these next 2 races here for Africa. If they're able to get some momentum going into the final 2 races, where they're able to bring this within an arm's reach of like 10 to 15 points, then they'll be able to. That'll put them in a lot more comfortable position to potentially win this event, and for all their players to finally get out of the play in purgatory that they have been if they've appeared in the World Cup before.
Yeah, this is definitely do or die now. But again, this is Mario Kart Wii. Anything can happen. And we did see in GP3, Africa making a 64-point comeback in that GP. And so it's definitely possible for them. They are not out of it. They did do it in GP3, so they could definitely do it in this final GP. But they do need a winning race for race 17. They cannot let Benelux get a winning race, because then kind of a 50-point deficit in 3 races is more dire than 4 races. But again, as you said, it is GP5. Any track can be picked now, so they could go back to their more standard tracks that they are more used to or just better at.
Yeah, exactly. And then real quick, we'll take a little reset. We'll just kind of show what's at stake here for the rest of the World Cup. These teams are playing in for the final spot within the group stage, as the rest of the groups get finalized here for the rest of the Mario Kart Wii World Cup. As you can see, all these teams are placed into 2 different pots, and within each pots, they will be distributed randomly into 2 different groups. And then the rest of those teams will compete in a group stage like fashion. So each group will have 1 team from pot 1, 1 team from pot 2, and then 2 teams each from the remaining 2 pots within each group. And Africa and Benelux are again fighting for that last spot in that final pot to be able to bring all the teams together for the group stage. And we can take a quick look at the table here so far for this event, and let's just see if does anything stand out to you immediately here so far. Now that we're able to take a little breather from all the action.
Yeah, I think definitely, as we did say, Benelux just has more veteran experience in the World Cup. And yeah, again, it's clearly showing Thomas MVPing. It is a slight MVP, but Thomas and Shura are, it does look like there was that 23 and 25 points more than the third place scorer, Alifre. So yeah, definitely showing Thomas most World Cup appearances out of any player in this room. And yeah, clearly showing with the MVP. And then Shura played amazingly in, again, as I stated, in the Team France scrims from last year, and then just carried over to this year. So yeah, definitely for Team Benelux, definitely a deserved kind of position here for them. But again, for Team Africa, even though it is a lot of debuts coming from Freeze, Lambo, and Exwell, for example, still performing up to the World Cup standard. Again, only down 48 points here, but this is where nerves can get extremely definitely higher than as we saw in GP1. Because again, down 48, your World Cup dreams are on the line. Again, this is just a play-in. We're not even at the group stage yet to battle out for the playoffs. So not even getting a chance to compete in the actual tournament would be pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think the story of the match so far for Africa is that all these players have been able to step up when they need to, and you could see. I mean, there are 3 points in individually that separates all four of the runners for this team. So being able to step up for each of these players has been great. They just got to do it at least a couple more times here in the last four races, as we do have a full room ready to go.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So again, coming from Team Benelux, that BC Wii, a potential redemption from Shura to make Glitch 2 for 3 or even 3 for 3, and then BC3 coming out from Team Africa, which was their race 1 pick. But again, BC3 is such a swing track that is exactly what they are gonna be looking for, and they do get that BC3 pick, so it could maybe be the start of something. Again, that middle part of the track with all of those shortcuts is the part to be looking out for. And yeah, it's just going to be shrooms and goldens are going to be the main items to pull here, with Shura just most likely going to be going for Ultra again. Daisy does have an advantage when it comes to Ultra just getting more air as a lighter vehicle than the Flame Runner. And a very good TC pass actually onto Shura, but fortunately for Shura, having a star, so canceling that out. No shrooms for Exwils, but he's still going to go for the shroomless variant, as we see here, perfectly making it. And it is a 1-4, so still pretty mixed up spots.
Yeah, Expo has been playing very aggressive the last 16 races, and it hasn't really always paid off for him the entire time. This is going to be a race where he's going to be able to play aggressive and hopefully have it pay off for him in that fact. As right now, it's been playing it his way so far with a star in third, teammate right behind him in fourth, and Lambo up in first. We do have a Leaf Ray trying to hold some territory here with a Shroom in second. So it'll be interesting to see which type of shortcut he likes to do with this upcoming here.
Yeah, and seeing that Yoris is in 10 and also went around the respawn strat here for the baggers does signal that Benelux, 99% chance, if not 100, does have the shock here, which could make it or break it for Team Africa if Benelux does get a huge race here. But from the minimap, Shura is gone 8 with Exwell in 7, so still pretty favorable position for Benelux. But this lead from Alifre, as long as he blocks cut, which we'll most likely see with these two Nanas, could be very difficult for Team Africa to make a comeback, especially that they're also holding shock.
Yeah, it'll be my guess here, especially if shock doesn't happen now, it's going to be happening here in about a couple of seconds. We do see a blue shell. Shock does come a little bit earlier. It was
yeah,
a little bit of miscommunication there, trying to maybe get a blue cancel. But we do see Exwell here in 8th. Cut is attempted to be blocked, but is not. We do see Exwell being able to shroom up here, take the cut with the shroom in 6 here with the pack. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah.
Unlucky mega activation there for Exwell. It's going to take all the momentum away from there. I believe we
Bottom
see
3.
bottom 3 here for Africa. Yeah. Benelux just trying to take any catalyst that Africa has been trying to use with these track picks and just has been taking them away time after time after time after time. And that is certainly a potential dagger here for Benelux.
Yeah, that is exactly what they need here to just completely keep them safe from any close calls here. And yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5. Gonna get them up into the 60s here with 3 races to go. High 60s actually. So If Team Africa want this to be mathematically winnable, going into the last two races, they need to get not just a small winning race, but a solid winning race here. As if you are up 62, more than 62 points after two races, and then 31 after one race, then it is mathematically impossible without all running. Which, again, if this trend continues, we might have to see an all run, which is when all five players, including the bagger, run. But again, that does mean that all hopes for shock, unless pulled in nine, are gone. So, and especially if BCW does get played, Africa will be in a complete disadvantage here. They are praying for this Gardens pick. Um, does slow down. It is DKS. It's not BCW, so it is better track pick. But I think it's the first canon track. No, never mind. Maple got played. Sorry, but another canon track. So definitely a race that could be heavily swung, with just one shock.
Yeah, it'd be unlocks a lot more of the different shock plays that they could have for both teams there going in with it. We do see a golden immediately here for X-Will as he tries to attempt to ride the zipper. He's going to have to use it as recovery instead, and going to be able to get a top position here as he can hopefully take top two here with Freeze. And just another slight mental error there with
Oh my god.
going on that big ramp, but he's able to bail out with the shroom as well. A lot of these frustrations that X-Will has been having throughout these races have slowly been adding up, and and it's just been starting to slowly deteriorate as these latter races have happened. It has resulted in a lot of these just more minor things happening over time. And then we do see Alifre popping up here in first.
Yeah, Leafray having a nice lead currently. Pack is sort of close, but we do see yours actually running forward, which could mean he already has shock. I don't want to get kind of too comfortable. Could be curtains if Benelux don't completely whack this shock, assuming yours actually has it here, but um depending on it's actually 2-3 for Africa, so I don't think they can really do a completely beneficial cannon shock without dodging a lot of Benelux, but Axel opting to drop and chain the shroom does not actually pay off. Single green and four. So now it's just 1-3 for Team Benelux. Africa needs a blue or something here to break up first, because if Alifre just keeps one, most likely it's going to be mathematically impossible to actually get that good winning race. Shock coming out does not TS. Yeah, anyone. X-Will going for the cut and unfortunately failing it. Alifre is going to keep one. We do see a lot of BNL coming up here. 4, 5, 6. And yeah, it's going to be... Never mind, Indy dying out. But I don't think that's enough of a winning race, most likely.
Yeah, I think yeah, I believe Alifre was able to hang on to that first place, or at least someone on Benelux was able to. So could be interesting. But to counteract your point earlier, anything can happen until you cross the finish line on the last race. So be interesting to see what results here. Africa does take 1-3 here, 1-3-6-8. So a little bit of momentum if they can. Small win is a good win for them right here, just to be able to give them something to be happy about and be able to stack onto here.
Yeah, slight winning race. We will see if the 62-point barrier is broken to actually make it mathematically possible here. But if not, might have to see an early all run come out onto race 19 here. They see what Africa is actually opting to choose. Could be GV2 as it is the most common all run track. They are scrambling for options. It is going to be Gold Mine. Again, another standard BCW pick from Benelux. Gonna hope to get that third time is the charm. Maybe it'll work again, but again, very dire situation for Team Africa, and it is going to be that BCW. So again, Tablebot is being a bit slow, so actually not sure the exact score so far, but since it was only 1-3-6-8, it's either a +1 or +3 race, so technically mathematically impossible. But both baggers are going back, so we will just see how this race plays out though anyway.
Yeah, official results may be held in suspense here a little bit. Xwell takes a fib off the deck here immediately here, lap one, trailing a bomb here in eighth, trying to make some more of a chaos of his own happen. And we do see here Leaf Ray trailing triple greens here in fourth. Around some of his teammates, he's going to back those away and misses the zipper, gets physics on there. As we do see Xwell here in fifth with triple shrooms. Likes not to take the glitch here, play it a little bit more safe here. As we do see, Shura was able to make the glitch and is running in first here. We have top 2 for Benelux. Africa is going to need to get some front presence, and they're going to need it quickly.
Yeah, they need to get Shura and Thomas out of top 2 ASAP, especially before the glitch. Luckily for them, again, previously on the BC Wii race, Shura did fail glitch in first, but again, if he actually does make it, he's just going to have that free run in first. And unfortunate random green hitting Exwell, and that early shock from Africa is exactly what they need. Shura and Thomas are both TS'd, so that's 2 of Benelux killed out of the top spots, and even with the TS, pretty mix-up spots. I think 1-4 for Team Africa. Glitch comes out and Exwell makes it with the TC. And he passes. Oh, did he pass? Oh, he passes it to his own teammate. That is unfortunate, but still very good play from Exwell, nonetheless.
Yeah, the aggressive maneuvers paying off here for him. Shura did also make it as well, or at least played themselves back into the top here. So we got a top 2 battle. Could potentially have a glitch battle here for first, coming down to the wire. And we do see, looks like Benelux in the back. On off screen, we do see Leaf Ray does have a star. So if a second shock does become in play here, could see Benelux being able to benefit from that. Yeah, target POW here looks like from Africa being able to give Exwell a lead here. And Exwell does attempt to block it at least, to at least hold on to his first for as long as he can. And looks like he will be able to succeed in that. We do see Benelux in a star, try to attempt the cut in the back, does not work. But it looks like he may have some teammates up here with him.
It is top 2 for Team Africa.
Yeah. As we do see Leaf Ray here, benefit of a back bomb there, and is going to hopefully hold on to fifth there for Leaf Ray.
Yeah, it is top 2-4-6 for Team Africa, so a very solid winning race here. But going into this race, Africa was down 64 points, so top 2-4 gonna bring them back to maybe high 40s, but even with a top 5, which is top 5 is +41, we will see with TableBot if that's even going to be possible here, unless a pen or a penalty against Benelux does occur in the final race.
Yeah, we do see a top 2-4-6 for them is definitely a step in the right direction. Might be just one step a bit too late. But yeah, seems like that Benelux will be able to, again, barring anything significant happening in this last race, and that's something that we missed in the rest of these races, will be taking that final spot here in that group stage as we await the last track pick here.
Yeah, Benelux is up 47 after manual calculations. So yeah, they'll need a top 5 plus a -10 pen to win, but just most likely just going to be playing it out. But yeah, as you say, yeah, we are going to be seeing, unless I eat my words, somehow Benelux making it through the play-in into the actual tournament. But going back to those predictions again, Africa kept it close. It wasn't a complete blowout of just veteran dominance due to World Cup appearances. The debuts did actually show up and make some very good and wonderful plays.
Yeah, I mean, Africa has a lot of presence now, especially with experience and outside of the World Cup. Um, and that was never a question coming into it. Main question was how were they going to gel? How are they going to work together as a team? And they did have a really good showing. It just did not was not able to team up with the power of Benelux um, today here on the racetrack. But we do see Elif Ray here at second, just kind of holding a top two with Indy and on Toad's Factory here. So we do see lake cut happening here, being able to hold on to their top positions with the red in second here. Do see Thomas getting close there with triple greens, but Benelux will be holding this top three here for at least a little bit with a good break.
Yeah, especially the strong running shot, I guess, and it is sitting for the baggers. So shock is not that easy to grab, as most baggers just touch in 9 here. But again, yeah, as long as it's shock, it should just be a pretty easy run, especially with that TC and 4 should just get a nice top 3 lead for Team Benelux here. And as long as no one fails the lake, there is actually a bill in play, which unfortunately Shura hitting Olifre, but just I guess they just switched spots. They are still technically top 3.
Yeah, had a potential top 4 play there going into the final lap, but that does go away. However, off screen, Olifre was in the back, but he's able to hold the blue. So, barring a shock here or a POW, top 3 almost confirmed here for Benelux, as they're just going to be able to run away with the match here.
Most likely going to be shockless. All of Africa just spamming their dodges at the end, but Lambo does fail and is going to be a top 4 to finish off the play-in. Funny blue interaction, but yeah. I guess other than that GP3, that was completely dominated by Team Africa. Very strong showing from Team Benelux, and does show that even though they are missing statistically and historically their 2 best players by far, they can still perform without those 2 not hard carries, but just gradually better players.
Yeah, a lot of this team is played together within Grand Star Cup and other leagues as well. That chemistry, obviously, being able to carry over into a competition like this also is really big for them as well. But yeah, Benelux able to take away the one and only play-in match that we have for this year's 2026 Mario Kart Wii World Cup. And yeah, as we are able to kind of start closing down here, we'll have a table up for you guys here in a second, and all of that stuff. Just kind of some overall thoughts and takeaways from this event.
Yeah, the main thing, again, yeah, just going back
To the predictions, yeah, that chemistry completely helped Team Benelux. As you said, 4 of the 5 members played with a veil, everyone excluding indies. So again, yeah, even in GSC and potential other kind of GSC tourneys, they play together. So they just have so many hours playing together, and especially players such as Alifre, Joris, and Thomas. They've been playing together for years. They've played in different LAN events together. They play on the same team together. They just always, no matter where they find themselves in IRL or in game, they will just play with each other. They're just a perfect fit to be on the same team, no matter if it's on the international stage or on the club side with different teams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kind of going back, Thomas and Alifre specifically have been in 2 different World Cup teams together before. Thomas and Joris with 3 times as well. And then also on Africa's side, Froej and Yazid also playing 4 times together throughout the various leagues. So, yeah, and then on top of 6 World Cup appearances from Joris, 18 different appearances for Thomas, 12 different appearances from Olifre, all of it added up, and made this win, or played in this win for him, and especially helped within those last 6 to 8 races be able to take away that win for him. And we do have a final score for you guys. Benelux 648, Africa 575. for this event. Any other last things that you wanted to say?
Yeah, after that exciting match, many cool plays, many cool snipes from both teams, but looking forward to the rest of the tournament. If that is kind of the standard that we've seen from the play-in match, I can't wait what we could see in the group stage and the playoffs as well. You know, this is a high bar that we've seen from this match.
Yeah, I wouldn't, especially even for the future as well, I would not discount Africa at all. This team has definitely a lot of room to grow, not just from today, from also in the future as well. They could return either in the next World Cup and be a Titan to be able to be a Titan within the uh, the next World Cup. And also with Benelux, they've been able to show that uh, they're here to play. They lost some guys that have been the faces of prior teams, but they've got a new face. They got a new identity now, and you cannot take them lightly anymore. As we do see a final table here for you. Thomas with a 180 in 5 GPs. Shura and Olifre taking 166 and 160 in the top 3 indivs wise. Furious being able to have that final strong push there with Freeze, both 30 plus point GPs for them. And overall, very exciting match, especially even with the point differential here in the end. What a way to kick off the World Cup for us here at Mario Kart Central, and also for all you guys watching at home. This is just the beginning. We still have a lot more matches to go. We will be having all the rest of the matches drawn and shown to you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. right back here on this channel. They'll be doing the group. They'll be doing the drawings for the group stages. They'll be going into potentially going into depth on the teams that are all there, kind of diving in, giving you guys a really good overlook at what is to come here in the World Cup. But yeah, if that is all from us, if that's all from us, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Biyosh. I've been joined with Sparkster. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Thanks for tuning in to our one and only playing game, and we hope to see you guys here in the future for the rest of the World Cup. Hope you guys are excited to witness the biggest stage. Have a great one, y'all.